What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Alpha Skies. I'm trying out some new microphone settings, so if you guys like these, go ahead and leave a comment down below so I know whether or not you guys are receiving it well or not. But let's jump straight into the video, and in today's topic, we're going to be talking about why a bunch of players and stuff are discussing on Twitter and on YouTube about why they are canceling their pre-orders for Lightfall. And whenever it comes to players canceling their pre-orders and whatnot, I think the first major key point that we need to take a look at is the current state of Destiny 2. And when talking about the state of the game, I'm referring to the fact that we have things like Grandmasters for our endgame PvE activities, which is honestly not very fun or very difficult anymore. Gambit, which honestly at this point I think most players would just rather them remove it from the game. PvP, which is an absolutely unbalanced, disastrous mess. And then of course we just simply sprinkle in a couple of raid clears and seasonal missions and stuff that take around 5 to 10 minutes to clear here and there. And yeah, that's about it actually. So needless to say, even though Bungie has been in denial about it for a very long time, we are still in the era of content droughts. We have been here for a very long time, and I feel like right now we are in one of the worst ones that we have ever seen. And on top of that, we have a lot of issues in the game right now, like content still being broken and bugged, like the duality dungeon. And for some people that have watched my videos and stuff in the past, they're probably wondering why I specifically point out and talk about the duality dungeon being such an issue so much. And the reason I do that is that we do have to remember that dungeons are supposed to be a more pinnacle-based end-game PvE activity. So for me personally, I just can't find a very good or valid reason that something like that should be broken for this long. So me personally, I think a lot of players' frustration stems from the fact that the current state of the game is very lackluster, on top of the fact that we actually spent money for a quote-unquote premium product like Duality, where we are not actually getting the product that we were promised. And I think it's pretty obvious why something like that would frustrate a lot of players. But I actually want a lot of you to keep that in mind as we go into our next major point here, and understand that although I do not agree with the way that Bungie is handling this, I don't think it's okay that the way that they are handling this is by simply going on Twitter and things like that and responding to the community claiming that they are listening to a lot of our problems, but then of course not really doing anything about it. So although I think they need to be a little more transparent about it, I think it should be extremely obvious to vast majority of the player base by now that when it comes to Destiny and Bungie, they tend to allocate a lot of their resources and stuff like that to the content that is in the near future. So I do want people to be a little more optimistic and understanding that there is a very good possibility that the reason that the current game is not getting near as much attention as we feel that it should right now is because more than likely they've got a lot of their resources and stuff allocated towards Season 19 to make sure that dungeon is going to be coming out, to make sure it is not going to end up like Duality, and to make sure that Lightfall does end up being the DLC that we all want it to be. Because let's be real here, this DLC has a lot of players riding on its shoulders right now. Hell, not even the DLC, Season 19 itself has a lot of pressure on it right now as well. And I think a lot of that has been simply because of the way that Bungie has been responding to the players and the communities lately has been a very awful way of actually going about handling it. And vast majority of the player base, myself included, don't really appreciate the way that they have been handling these situations. So although I do wish they would be a little more transparent about it, I do think that it is very obvious that we just simply need to sit and be patient and try to wait things out, because we all know what this company and what this game is actually potential of creating. But those are just my quick thoughts in the little heated topic myself. And feel free to let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments down below. I would really appreciate to know your guys' points of views and how you feel about the current situation of Destiny 2. And if you enjoy this type of content, feel free to hit that subscribe button and that like button down below. It really helps me out a lot. And actually looking at my YouTube stats, only roughly 2% of my viewers are actually subscribed to the channel. So if you're here, you may as well hit that button on the way out. But with all of that out of the way, once again, my name is Alpha Skies, and I will catch you guys in the next video.